Federico Ferrante here from Azimut Magellano Americas, and we are today in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida on this brand new Azimut 60 Magellano. We introduced this brand new model last June during our owner rendezvous in Taormina in Sicily, and this is actually the very first unit that comes to the Americas, so we didn't want to miss the opportunity to go our customary and detailed walkthrough to make sure that our audience can see and appreciate this new model, which also next week will be premiered at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, obviously. So if you want to see it in person, there is really no better place than Fort Lauderdale next week to come see us and see the boat. If you can't, we hope that this video will give you as close as possible to a live experience on board, which we definitely recommend. So I would say let's walk. We'll take care of this area later on, but let's walk into the heart of the boat right away, right? So we take care of it in the very first minutes of the video, which is this incredible cockpit. So very different layout here. This is one of those where for years the marine industry have designed boats with the cockpit seating, typical C-shape there, us included. Table was here, and basically people sitting at the table, they were facing a door. And again, that's one of those where we started from the 25 Magellano originally, and say why we need to do that, why we don't change the status quo. And that's we carry on the new layout, the new interpretation, and that landed also on the 60 Magellano, where you can see, first of all, what we call the infinity cockpit. So you see that the last piece of the cockpit, this is so clean that it looks like is clear, but now it will protect from sprays. So this is tempered glass, but we made it in glass. So imagine when you are even from inside the boat, you have a complete unobstructed view of all the beautiful environment behind you, especially when you're navigating. It's beautiful to see your wake and the place you're leaving and versus the place you're heading to. And then, of course, we redesigned, redistributed the cockpit in order to, again, do not obstruct the view. So now you have these two opposing sofas. Of course, you understand I don't need to waste your time in moving this. This is an electrically operated high-low table that is controlled right there in that corner, up and down. So this comes up and down, and of course it opens and expands. So when it's up for dining, you will open this two leaf and it will become an extremely large and comfortable dining table. And instead, when you are done or when you are during the day, you want to use it more as a coffee table, you close it, put it in the down position, and imagine now again at night with friends having conversation, a nice cigar, a bottle of scotch, feet on the table, of course, with a beautiful pillow. And this is an area which now become extremely enjoyable, extremely social, again, during navigation with a phenomenal view. And this feeling of extension, you see that it is 60 feet. We are on 60 feet. This cockpit looks incredibly large. Paired with this lounging area, of course, you have the bar. So, again, beautiful solution. We'll show you later. Of course, this glass comes down, electrically operated. Behind this glass, we have the galley, so perfect position. And again, imagine the door open. We'll open it in a second. Glass is down, and then you have this beautiful bar. So you really create an environment of a constant entertainment and flow of friends and family communicating between the galley, salon, cockpit, bar. So all in 60 feet. Our standard features on the cockpit is, of course, storage everywhere. There is storage here, there's storage under the stairs, and we introduce some interesting new solution where this is a storage for some docking or cleaning material as well as the line. So you see, when you have docking lines, you can put them in here. Now we made them tightly, but you can even leave them as a little bit more messy because they will be always covered, and that applies for both sides. On this side, on a technical level, we have our shore power cords are in this cabinet. You have a blend ending cable master, so you don't have to make any effort to retract and retrieve your main shore power cable. And then you have a second shore power cable right here, which is instead manual. The boat can be powered by one only, so you do not need two shore power cable to power the boat and live comfortably on board. In case you have a lot of loads, the boat is full of people, then you have the second shore power cable. As soon as you plug the second shore power cable, that applies to all azimuths, that is dedicated to the air conditioning, becomes automatically switch on the air conditioning only because it's the heaviest electrical load on board, and the other shore power one remain feeding the rest of the boat. So now you have plenty of power in case of need. But one shore power cable is more than plenty for everyday use of the boat. You don't need two. You might wonder, what is this control? This controls the hydraulic platform right here while we are at it. So this, we recommend a 3.3 meters tender on this platform. It fits wide, larger than that. 365 is no problem at all. In Europe, we recommend 3.3 because at 3.3 you will able to have the gangway, which will be right there, if ordered, will be right there, be able to come in and out without the need to move the tender. In the US, for instance, we don't use gangways, we always board from the sides. Therefore, you can have a much larger tender because you don't really care about a gangway coming in and out. So this is the hydraulic platform controlled from that switch right there. I would say let's move probably to the fly bridge while we have the stairs. So again, focus on the handrail positioning, so always very safe. Magellano is our collection made for extended navigation, so we make sure that you always have safe grabbing areas to move around in tough weather if needed. And here we are, of course, on the flybridge. Let's start from the helm, which is fairly traditional, starboard side helm. All your control, joystick provided by, is part of the MAN power kit. So we have a MAN 6 cylinders in line power on the Magellano 60, and of course the optional joysticks is provided as well by MAN if ordered. So maneuvering is really extremely easy. Now joystick became kind of standard in the industry. The helm is extremely clean, as you can see, and of course you have your plotter and the traditional now Azimut Yacht's monitoring system, which of course let you monitor and control all the different systems which you want to have at a glance on board a yacht of this size. So this is, for instance, is the power page where you can control your AC and DC power. You see the amperage draw on your service batteries, your voltage on your service batteries, which kind of AC power you have. You see, we talked about it before. Right now we only have AC power 1 connected, so it's lit up. AC power 2 is not connected, and so is not lit up. And here you have your navigation page. You want to know your weights and balances, and of course your fuel first and foremost. So these are your tanks and windlasses and chain wash control and instrument lights control as a page, and then you have your air conditioning control page. So that is very convenient because allow you to control the air conditioning of the entire boat from here without the need to go to every single area and control it. If you want to, you can. Of course, all areas are independent, but otherwise from the monitoring system you can control the entire boat in all the air conditioning and heating features. This is your settings, which once you press this button, you go into, for instance, the unit of measure. You want to change from liters to gallon, from miles an hour to knots, and so on and so forth. So that's where you make all your, adjust your settings. Everything else here is pretty self-explanatory, apart from a very new feature, which is, as you have probably already noticed, all the trim of the flybridge and part of the lower deck, handrail and windshield profile and support for the hardtop, everything is now powder coated in black. So this is stainless steel underneath, powder coated in black to give that more modern look. You might wonder why we mix, because as you can see, for instance, in the bow or in the stern here of the flybridge, we still have polished stainless steel. The reason being is that we put black in the areas which are more cosmetic and not necessarily designed to be grabbed for obvious reasons, especially in Florida. It becomes obviously warmer than the stainless steel. And we left stainless steel in all the areas where either are grabbing surfaces for safety or where you put fender lines that you don't want to have a paint damage. So this is really a cosmetic feature which once you see the boat from far away, you will understand it makes it much more modern and aggressive, and that's why it's dedicated to the area which are cosmetic and not functional. Right here behind you, of course, is a beautiful sunbathing area, which also, I want to show because it's worth it, work as a very convenient and deep. So the entire area is a storage. That one that you see right here is the ladder that we provide with every Azimut yacht model. Comes with that ladder, and if you wonder where it is, I'll show you later where it goes. God forbid you are in navigation, you need to, for example, your navigational light, your stern light or your anchor light require replacement of a light bulb. How would you go up on the mast to replace it? We provide the ladder so you can go up to the hardtop to do cleaning, maintenance, but also safety. In case you need to change a light bulb, you're navigating at night, you want to be sure that you can do it on your own and as soon as possible. So this again, sunbathing and storage. I will not go through all the storage units of the sofa, just let you know that each single section of this sofa is hollow and covered with storage. So imagine here water bottle, cleaning products, supplies of any kind, soda cans, so you can fill up this entire sofa of all the goods you want to in order to make sure that you're self-sufficient. Then if we switch and turn around, you have this beautiful piece of furniture which again offer ample storage. You might wonder, is that for refrigerators or ice maker? No, they are in the other one that we'll see in a minute. So this is exclusively for extra storage and extra surface to be used, maybe to put some appetizer, some food. If you're coming up here, you can have some food here and then eat. So it's a very convenient working surface and storage cabinet right there. You may wonder what this control is. Opens and closes automatically this hardtop electrically controlled opening. So by the press of a button again, you have the system will open. And imagine this now at night, maybe during the day with the sun shining as we have tonight in Florida, you don't want to open it. At night, beautiful stars in the sky, you're having dinner here, that's where you probably want this sunroof to be open and enjoy an incredible sky in the Bahamas, in Sardinia, in Indonesia, wherever you would be. Going aft on the flybridge, in this particular instance, this customer decided to leave this area empty, as you can see, so he can then fulfill it with whatever he feels and whatever he likes. We, of course, offer lounging solutions, which are factory made. They are perfectly fit and custom made for the Magellano 60. They are on our option price list. Or otherwise, again, you can leave it completely empty and customers can do whatever they want. The same goes here. We will see something not necessarily usual, because here you have room for 2 barbecue grills. Most likely in a dealer boat, in a stock boat, you would have grills here. This customer again didn't want them, so he decided to have a beautiful working surface. The sink is molded, and so I apologize if there is a little bit of dust. This boat arrived was offloaded from a ship 3 days ago from Italy. So the team did the best they could to clean it for today, and it is fairly clean. If there is areas which show a little bit of dust, we apologize. And here is where we were talking about. Again, refrigerator, of course, and the drawers. Convenient, and that is room for an ice maker if he's ordered. Again, this customer decided to go for storage instead. And here you have a trash and ample storage here, very big storage here, where you can store again every kind of sort of supply, both for the boat or for people. So I always think about cases of water that are always kind of bothering. You never know where to put them. That would be a perfect spot to store a lot of water. Nice little touch, which we kept on the Magellano collection, shower. I will not touch this now, obviously, but yes, this is beautiful because you are hot and you don't necessarily want to go swim, or it's too cold or it's too warm. You come here and take a beautiful shower outside. You can have it cold, you can have it warm, and it's a beautiful area. Maybe you have a sunbathing lounge here, and that's fantastic that you don't have to leave the flybridge even to refresh. And what we were talking about before is right here. This is where that ladder, you hook it onto those two hooks. So you might wonder what these are. The ladder that we saw before, you hook it there, so it's safely there, and will be held here, and then that will allow you to go all the way up there and change light bulbs if you need to, or do any kind of sort of work or maintenance that you need, and you have a ladder to do that with the boat. I say, Josh, we go downstairs and let's move to the bow, so we complete the exterior. And maybe we go this way so you don't have the sun right in your face. Ecco, what I want you to appreciate is the size of the sidewalking. Again, we are 60 feet. Look at the size and the height. Look how safe this area is. And then, of course, here there is an indent. We'll see why from inside, but you already understood, is to provide the maximum amount of light coming to the inside. And where there is an indent, of course, we put a handrail that is good for safety in case of need. And then you go up in the bow and look at this. This is once again another perfect lounging area, but full of engineering, if you wish, features, because you probably already understood by the hinges and by the mechanism that this obviously converts, another Italian creativity that is best. So the way it's set up, you have it in a lounging environment. We offer, of course, also shade through carbon fiber poles and a bimini. On this boat was not ordered, but of course we offer it as an option. And so you can have this area fully shaded, and now you have a group of as many friends as you can fit in here, and you can have a nice alfresco aperitivo with a nice breeze. If you are at the anchor, you will have a nice breeze coming from the bow, and now you are enjoying this area in a lounging and chit-chatting and conversating kind of way. Really in an easy way, so the table you see closed with one end, and you grab this, anybody can do, extremely light. Look at this, one end, very easy, mechanical, there is nothing which can break here. And then you turn this around, of course through these pins you lock it in position if you want to, and now you have a fantastic sunbathing area, which I will be very happy to demonstrate. So this is one person, so I would say the 4 people here can really lounge in the sun in full comfort. Cup holders next to each area for your book or your cell phone. So really with a matter of a movement with one hand, the area convert from a beautiful opposing sofas lounging layout to sunbathing in the same bow of this brand new 60 Magellano. While we are here, let's take a look at this, because I always like to show also technical areas, and look at the amount of storage that you have here, because it's impressive. So the thing which really annoys the most where you are on board and you left the dock finally and you're finally cruising, now you're free, is fenders. Fenders are such a pain, and they're always around, they're bulky. Look at this. This is a perfect place where you can store as many fenders as you have on a 60-footer on both sides. Of course, I will not open that side, it's identical to this. And you can put all your fenders here, close this hatch, and forget about fenders until you get to the dock again. So, and of course, you have 85 meters of 10mm chain here, anchor wheelness, washing system. So anchor up, anchor down, and washing of the chain, which many people ask, and that is not water coming from the tank of the boat. That is water coming obviously from the ocean or the lake or wherever you would be. You don't want to use precious water of your tank to wash your chain. So there is a pump which is sucking water from the ocean, and the purpose is to clean the chain, obviously, and make sure that it doesn't retrieve full of mud and dirt, and which then smells and create mildew. So beautiful storage on the side of the deck. And actually, what I forgot to say, and you can point out, all the flybridge structure and the hardtop are laminated in carbon fiber. So to make the boat top light, that's what we want. And instead, the rest of the boat is standard GRP fiberglass and vinyl ester resin. But all the flybridge structure and the hardtop is all carbon fiber to keep weight down and surfaces extended as much as possible. We walk back this way, and I think we are ready to go inside, while the inside actually really communicate with the outside. And I will show you, I left it closed on purpose because this is a beautiful solution. So it's a door which only partially open if you want to just go in and out, which is good because A is extremely easy to operate. So it's not a standard slider. And B, you have the least amount of air conditioning loss if you open less door. But of course, safety first. So you will notice here you have not one but two locking mechanisms, where there is a pin which goes up and then a pin which goes down. And then you take this in a matter of two hands, and you see that slide on the deck right there. You put the pin down. Now the door is perfectly secure in position. Of course, you have a hidden drainage here. And now you have created almost full communication between the cockpit and the galley and the salon. And then at the touch of a button, as we said before, which is right here, this window electrically comes down. And now look how really in a matter of probably 12 seconds, 15 seconds, and zero effort, we have transformed. Look at this area. I wanted to show it in the video and not get to it right already open, just for the purpose of show our audience how easy it was and how this changed. Now you have created, you know, probably what is, I don't know, I shouldn't get into this number game if I don't know precisely, but I would say that we're talking about easy 10, 11 meters of space available and all communicating. So we are in the galley now. Of course, a full-size refrigerator divided. So if you want to access the fridge, you open only this side. The door moves the fridge door as well. So this is a refrigerator. And then on the top, which you probably use less often, you have your freezer and storage on top. On the side here, you have a light control and air conditioning control for the salon, as well as your glasses, you know, and glassware storage, perfectly stored there. Then we go on this side, and this is your main electrical panel. Very easy accessible. This is your DC, and this is your AC power. Actually, the other way around, DC, AC. This is also where you control your genset. You start and stop your generator, and you select the source of power. You see, when you're on shore one, as we are now, we saw it before in the monitoring system, that's where the selector goes, and then manually you change it to where you are. This allow you to control your voltage and amperage draw, and this is your main DC loads. And then we'll see in the engine room there is another switchboard for loads that you not necessarily control on a daily basis. But this is your electrical panel, very easy to access. I would say we turn around and we take a look at the galley. Oh my God, I really love this. Look at this. Josh, turn around and show that this infinity cockpit. Look at what we have created now. So there is really no obstruction. Of course, now we have a boat behind us, but imagine now the beautiful blue, or a beach with palm tree, and now you're in the galley and look, I mean, it's just fantastic. Let's go into storage. Storage in the galley everywhere, of course, everywhere possible. This customer ordered a dishwasher, which otherwise this would be a storage volume. Of course, you have a storage here, cooktop, hood, storage on both sides here, even there, little space. You have a beautiful storage volume right here. which also have a panel which is really one finger. You remove it, and that's our customary air conditioning unit. You want to clean the filter, you just take it out. The filter is right here. You turn it around, you clean it, and then you put it right back in place. I'm now trying to do it with one end and you in between, but yeah, I can still do it with one end and in a very, you know, difficult position. So once again, access to technical systems, always we will see through the boat how much attention is being given to easy access, because again, in the United States specifically, but now is becoming more and more worldwide. A boat like this is more and more owner operated. Actually, we'll see on this specific unit, the client didn't even order the crew quarter optional. We'll see it later. So that further proved that these are owner operated boats, and we have that in mind. We learned that, we listen to the market, and that's why you will see there are many systems which are very easy to access, because we want owners to be able to maintain their boats as much and as good as they can. Now, sink, double sink, of course, with your faucet, and you know, storage everywhere, trash. Here you have your customary silverware drawer, very comprehensive, comes with silverware standard, microwave convection oven under the hood, and extra storage for some of the china. We'll see where the rest of the china is located. Now you might wonder, okay, this is a beautiful galley. There is some storage here as well, a spice cabinet here, spice, oil, vinegar, whatever kind of bottle you want to put. So there's already a good amount of storage. You also have a room for a wine cooler right here. But it's when we move to this salon that, first of all, appreciate the beauty, how beautiful, how cute, our Italian elegance it is. The sofa is extremely comfortable. The seating is perfect. The back support is where it's supposed to be. I have enough support for my legs. So I can lounge here and spend a lot of time, but is also extremely functional. So you will see that we have, look at the amount, I want to actually open it all because I want people to really understand now the amount of storage that this salon offers and how easy it is to access the storage. So you don't have to move cushions, you just pull the little strap and it opens. No, this is an electrical panel actually, so that's very nice to see because it shows the level of quality of execution, and this is why this is not spring loaded. It doesn't stay up because you want to remove the cushion when you want to access this for technical reasons. So remove these. Look at that. Look at the amount of storage and the volume of storage you have in this salon, which you can really, again, open and access with one hand, zero effort, without moving any pillow, any cushion. So now if you add everything we have seen in the galley, plus all of this, now we're talking about serious storage solution at 60 feet. And easy to access. Layout, I think, talks by itself, but we'll go through it. This is, of course, just like the cockpit table. Same concept. It stays down as it is right now as a coffee table. So look at this beautiful view now. Imagine once again to be in a beautiful place and not just looking at beautiful bows, but again, beautiful landscaping, and you're here enjoying a conversation with your friends. You can feet on the table and you can relax in a coffee table environment. If you instead you want to dine, stay there, Josh, don't move. If instead you want to dine, this table, look at the table, it comes out electrically with a push of a button, and I will not go through the entire movement to don't waste your time, but then of course you extend these supportive arms, you open it on both sides, it comes all the way up, and then you can sit 4 and 6 people with the chairs that you bring from outside here. So it can become, with a matter of a push of a button really, and 3 movements, it becomes a interior dining area from a coffee table area. Now, if you stay there and you point there, what I want to show is, because people will wonder, where is the TV, right? So this boat does not have an audio system installed yet. So you will see the high-low is empty with no TV, but that's where the TV will be. So it comes out electronically from the piece of cabinet. And once it's up, you move it. And you see, you can rotate it as you wish. You see that it's rotating, so you can watch from the cockpit all the way from the salon, rotating it with the press of a button. And you can put it at any angle you want. So again, 60 feet. We have just looked at the galley, salon, dining, coffee table, lounging of this brand new Magellano 60. Look also at the details. Beautiful, this molded ceiling, which gives this very classy, neutral. Look at the color palette. Again, it's very neutral. It's designed to spend a lot of time on board. There is nothing really aggressive. It's designed to enjoy time on board, long navigation, long stays, long cruising on board with all the Italian touch of design and features. So we move to the interior helm. Again, we cover the helm upstairs, so this is basically the same. We provide the same level of control between flybridge and main helm. Again, owner-operated boat. Most of our customers actually prefer, feel more comfortable to drive and operate the boat from the flybridge. That's why for us the flybridge is not a maneuvering station, it's actually a main helm. Our boats basically have two main helms. This is the helm that you use maybe for longer navigation or where it's too cold, too hot, but our customers love to spend time on the flybridge. So this is basically a replica of what we have seen on the flybridge. To mention, because it's actually very convenient, is this manually operated, so nothing can go wrong, will work forever, but window. So again, you are inside because outside there is bad weather, you want to maneuver. Again, you can, with the joystick, you can make the boat do whatever you need to, but also you can be outside and look exactly where you're going with your head out, or of course you can have air, natural air. And then you close it and it becomes watertight and sealed. Double helm seat, where this, of course, is an option. So when this seat is not ordered, there is a beautiful area there where you can put phone, object, and so on and so forth. This is a standard with, of course, electrically operated up and down and back and forth with electrical control. So this, just because you might wonder what it is, perfect spot for cell phone. Okay, so storage unit here, and I believe we can start going down, Josh. This is a storage unit. While I'm passing by, I will open it so you can take a look at it. With, again, easy access to technical spaces. Right there, there is black water siphon brakes and hosing that you might want to access. So easy access from here. And then we go down and we land in this lobby where, again, Italian design. You have a mirror here, which everybody knows mirrors contribute to extend the space, to make the space feel bigger. But again, you need to also know and think where to put and place mirrors, because too many mirrors might become also cheesy. So you need to dose mirrors with class, style, and design. And this is where you come down here and you have this feeling where you're not constrained because you feel like it's going, or you're going out for dinner, you want to take a look at yourself. You have a beautiful full-size mirror here, which can show you from your shoes to your haircut, which, by the way, I need an haircut badly, so I apologize. Let's move to the master cabin, which is, of course, aft, full beam, and in the typical Azimut Yachts kind of design, where we dedicate to the master, to the main cabin, actually the widest part of the boat. So this is the widest beam of the 60 Magellano, and that's why the main suite, the main cabin, is in this position. Comfortable queen bed, of course. We will not go through it. You have ample storage on both sides of cabinets, again with properly used mirrors. You have a shelf, hanging bar, and hanging bar for longer gown. Typically, girls like to have, longer gown, and they need the hanging bar with no obstruction, and this is maybe more for a boy with trousers and shirts. Access to technical space, again, always granted. So we'll go and take a look at through this. This is again air conditioning unit. We go through this all the time because it's so important. Clean your filter, make sure that your air conditioning units are in tip-top condition, and that's the reason why we make them so easily accessible. Really, it's a matter of a finger. You need a finger, lift a panel, and your air conditioning system is right there. Same goes for this strainer in the engine room. We'll see, very easy to access and to clean and maintain. As customary in Azimut yachts, but look at the amount of space. Look at the amount of storage space which is under this bed, and is also divided. So you not only you can put a lot of storage, a lot of things that you want to storage here, but they also are not necessarily moving all over the place. So there is some partitions, actually that's the right word, partitions, and so you can also manage the storage. Here on the starboard side, you notice the little sofa, which does have also, of course, storage underneath. God forbid, we'll leave a cubic inch of space without use, but also we offer the option of a chessboard with drawers. So if somebody doesn't want the little sofa, this could be a drawer chest. On this side, it goes without saying, instead you have a chest with storage, drawers, and this is actually technical space. So beautiful top. And look at the size of the window. Of course, we provide natural ventilation on both sides. Maybe not necessarily much in the US, where we are in love with our air conditioning system and we use it a lot, but there are other areas, for instance in Europe or Italians, where air conditioning is not necessarily that much used. You leave these two portals just enough open at night. If there is a beautiful breeze, you can sleep without the need of air conditioning. We have mosquito nets, in case you wonder. You put mosquito nets on the outside, and then you can leave the portal open and sleep with a beautiful natural breeze instead of air conditioning. Air conditioning control are here, hidden, so they don't pollute. You set your temperature either from here or from the helm, as we have seen, and then they disappear. And then the head, master head. Okay, so look at the size of this bathroom. Storage, of course, everywhere, to the point of touches where your toilet paper roll then comes out from here. Storage on this side, storage here with the cut for electrical line, so in case you need power, you put the ugly transformer in there, and then you have only the line coming out here for a toothbrush or a razor, whatever you need to recharge. Storage here, and of course, look at the size. We always take a look at that. Look at the size of this shower with the incorporated bench and shampoo and soap holder in a beautiful format here with this round circle and these retainers, so all your shampoos can stay here. Bench can be here, so for shaving legs is convenient. And you might wonder why there is not a rain shower, because a rain shower would have caused the ceiling of the shower to come down almost 3 inches because of plumbing. So because now they make this extremely beautiful and diffuser, which are of the same capacity of rain shower, we opted to give much more height, so you feel really that you are in a very high environment, and despite you are in a 60-feet shower, and you don't really need the rain shower because the effect of this equal the feeling of a rain shower. So if you might wonder, that's why we opted to give height versus just a standard rain shower, and that solution we think is a winner. We go and look now at the other cabins. So this is a day head, okay? So while we are here, this is a day head where the shower is incorporated into a very clever solution. typically used also on a lot on sailboats, for instance, where I come from when I was younger, and so where toilets are incorporated into the shower basins. And this works as a day head as well as a head for the starboard side twin cabin. Again, the shower extremely comfortable. You know, you have a lock here, so in case of weather. And again, the room available is extremely generous. Shower and all the accessories are properly and perfectly located, so there is no really constraint of movement, and it can become a toilet in case of need. So in this, let's say, small space, incorporates all the features needed in a head. Storage, of course, under the sink with always access to areas either for storage or technical systems. So this, for instance, could be a perfect storage area for all bathroom cleaning products. You don't want to have them around, and they can be there, or extra supply if you wish. And then, of course, you have a storage and electrical socket perfectly placed behind the mirror, as well as a toothbrush and toothpaste holder, which seem to be details, but really it would be much uglier to have it here, you know, to see ugly toothbrush there. So we are Italian, we'll leave for beauty. That's why we hide. And then you touch it when you need it, and then you don't see it again. We talk about the starboard side twin, which is right here, so let's go into it. Again, 60 feet, but very comfortable. The beds are roomy, actually, because I already spent a night last summer in this cabin, and I slept like a king. You see, I'm an adult, 6 feet, 165 pounds, and I will not spend 2 weeks here. I would rather take one of the other two cabins, but I can spend 1 or 2 nights here, especially if I'm on a 60 Magellano. I'm up for the sacrifice. Under the bed, storage and technical spaces everywhere. So let's go through it again. This time I will not touch the filter, I promise. But again, look at the ease of access of this air conditioning unit. It cannot be easier than this. So this is one, and then forward here we instead have beautiful storage volume, and we'll see on the other side here is a fairly similar. I will move this so our decorator will hate me. And but on this side we have an immense amount of storage here with access to technical space right here, where this is a sump pump. That's what we call sump pump. So that's where a shower drains into that tank. There is a floating switch which, once the water gets to a certain level, activate the pump. The pump takes the water and brings it to the gray water tank. And that happens when showers are under the level of gray water tanks. That is something that you need to access. It's open. It's designed to be open with these lips right here. You see, designed to open without tools because it needs to be cleaned and properly maintained. And these, of course, are all the distribution manifolds of hot and cold water. Everything is labeled right there, so it tells you exactly what is what. So again, very easy to access technical space, but also incredibly abundant volume of storage. Again, those are not areas that you need to access on a daily basis. So you can have storage, and the time you need to access that sump pump, you will remove whatever is in here and access it and maintain it. And here we have the access to the washer and dryer that we'll take a look once we get out of here, and that's the vent timer access there. So we, I think we're done with the twin guest. Of course, this is your storage with a mirror on the inside. So again, each cabin is basically self-independent, and air conditioning control in there, hanging bar, shelf. Again, we see the storage under the bed. Well, if you go that way, Josh, I just want you to show where the combo washer and dryer unit goes, which is right here. optional. So if you order the combo washer and dry unit, that's obviously where it goes. If you do not order, this is a big volume of storage. It could be an extra refrigerator, an extra freezer, if you care about more refrigerator and freezer and you don't really need a washer dryer on board. So this is a big volume which can be very versatile. Well, we're talking about volume and storages right here under the stairs. Again, first of all, convenient and beautiful storage, and once again, easy access to system. These are your black and gray water valves, which you can select where the flow of the gray and black water will flow, and then you can remove that panel over there, and there is other technical system, extremely easy accessible without the need of tools behind the stairs. And then you can use this volume for, of course, for storage. All the steps are backlit in LED. And now I will go in here because this is the VIP cabin head, which also have access from the outside in case, you know, we said why not? Why we didn't add, why not adding a door? So in case that head is in use by someone, this head can be available as well. No? So you have a door here, and you have a beautiful shower. And look at this, the glass work that we have done here. This is something which is really custom made, unique, and not easy to make at all with this curved glass. We could have done it in a much more, you know, 90 degrees angle, opening both sides. Would have been easier but uglier. Instead, no, we wanted to give the proper look, and then, of course, provide an extremely roomy shower. Let me close it so people can appreciate the real size. I don't want to cheat because I don't need to. It's extremely comfortable. You know, shower again right here. We privilege height versus a rain shower because between the new pumps that we use and the new heads, the effect is the same, but you give much more room. And once you see it done like this, you take it for granted. I can assure you, please trust me, that if these showers would be the 3 inches less high than they are, you will feel much more constrained. So 3 inches in an environment like this of height are a lot. So that's why we opted for give away the rain shower and give the customer a feeling of height that it will be more rewarding. VIP. First of all, in the VIP, look at the amount of light. Again, natural ventilations on both sides, storage on both sides. What I want you to look, Josh, is how deep it is. This is how deep this storage is, and is times 4, of course. So you have storage under the bed, also in this cabin. You have the area here. This is your, of course, that's a bag that we provide with every boat, and all the manuals, the owner manuals, and all the manuals of all the systems are in that Azimut Yachts bag. If you wonder what this is the bow thruster emergency control. So that's why it has a door with a key in it, in case the captain don't want anybody to mess with it. But you want it accessible in case the bow thruster gets stuck for some reason. You come down here, you press that, and you will stop immediately your bow thruster. This is your tank, water maker predisposition right there, and that's something that I wanted to show because it's something very clever that we introduced a long time ago. So water makers are very finicky. And I first always recommend and tell my team to recommend to clients to not necessarily buy a water maker from us. If where you bought Hydromar, which is the brand we use for water maker, is properly served, you find spare parts and you have a good distributor, great. If not, then buy the water maker which is best served in the area where you bought. And that's what that predisposition is. Installing a water maker on a boat is very easy. The pain is to run lines from the water maker to the water tank and electrical lines to the water maker electrical panel location. What we do on all the Azimut yachts, we provide all of them with what we call a predisposition for a water maker. So that line that says water maker predisposition is a water line which goes into the water tank and goes all the way to the engine room. Imagine if you need to run a line like that on a finished boat from here to the engine room because there is none. Will be extremely expensive and not necessarily something that you want to do on a finished boat. In this way, instead, once the boat gets on the market and the customer wants to install a water maker, the water maker company will find the water line already in the engine room, they will find an electrical line already in the engine room, and they will find a seacock already in the engine room. So they don't need to take the boat out of the water, they don't need to make holes, they don't need to run lines, they don't need to run power. So that's what water maker predisposition is. And sorry for the longer note, but it's something which is important because especially on boats like this, which are designed to travel, people need water, they want water maker. And again, they might want to install one on the market once they get the boat. We have storage on both sides. And actually on that side, you might want to come in and look at it. Come there, because it's a nice, we have a storage here, which is very wide, big hanging bar, and a beautiful storage. And then when you see this kind of pull out is where you have access to area that are technical. So for instance, look at the beauty. I mean, I know that probably I will get a lot of comment making fun of me now, but look at the beauty of this lamination and this core. There is no air pocket, so that shows also the quality of construction. When you go behind, everything is neat and the lamination is perfect, very filled, and that's why also we provide access to all the area in case of need of running systems and cables and so on and so forth. You want to make sure that as much as possible can be easy removed for aftermarket installations, for instance. I believe, Josh, that we have finished the lower deck. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we can probably take a look at the transom where we have the crew quarters as well as some nice storage features. We go now to the transom where we have still a lot of features to talk about. So we discussed at the beginning about the hydraulic platform lift for your tender, and this is actually the area which is a crew quarter, okay? Or, as in this instance, the customer of this boat didn't order the option of the crew quarter, so you will see the area is fairly empty. So there in the corner where the toilet would go, the circle you see in the middle there, that will be the drainage of the shower, and so this customer didn't order the crew quarter, so this is the way it comes when he's bare. And still, let me go down here, is could be very convenient, because if you do not want a crew quarter, the amount of storage space you have in here, you might want to come down, Josh, because this is something important for our customers. Of course, if you have a crew quarter, even if you have a crew quarter, because some customers order the crew quarter not really and necessarily because they have a captain sleeping here, but it's always convenient to have an extra cabin. You have somebody's son, a kid, somebody, an extra bed on board is always convenient. And you can still use it as storage, you just want to be a little bit more careful. But in this instance instead was ordered, was left bare. And that tells you the amount of space you have here. You can create anything really you want. You can create a scuba diving storage areas here. If you are into diving, you can create fishing, you can put kiteboard, paddleboard, you name it. So look at the amount of space you have in here. And then of course you have access to all technical spaces and areas. So for instance here, you have access to your Glendenning cable master, which is what we saw before. Those are your galvanic isolators over there on the bulkhead with those golden nuts, which are electrical components which protect basically the system of the boat from exterior attack on grounding. And this is look at the access of this technical space. And once you are done working in it, you just put this panel back in position, close it, and there it is. Same goes for this one. Here, I don't think you can have an easier access to a freshwater pump than that. You remove this panel, put it aside, you need to replace the pressure switch, you need to replace the motor, you need to replace the entire pump if you have to. The access is extremely easy. On the bottom right there, I don't know if you see it, Josh, that's your hydraulic unit. So your hydraulic oil reservoir for the platform and gangway, if it's ordered, and the solenoids which distribute the fluids. And of course you have storage, manifold distribution of water, and access, basically access to all your technical system is extremely easy. And then you close these areas. The same goes for here, where you access your hot water heater. So again, this is something which from time to time requires some maintenance, replacing the heating elements, so it's extremely easy to access the water heater. And of course, this is your steering system ram right here, and your rod which connected the two rudders. So this bar right here connects the two rudders, and this is the steering system, the Dometic steering system, which electronically control the Magellano 60, which is actually something that I didn't talk about when we were in the Elm. It is a very interesting system. So the steering system of this boat is electronic, comes from Dometic. Everybody knows Dometic, one of the largest manufacturer of recreational product in the world, and is actually very fancy, meaning that you can even decide the response of the steering to your touch. You want it harder, you want it softer, you want it more responsive, less responsive, you want to increase the degree angle, so it's very custom. You can customize the feeling and the way the steering system operates because it's electronic. Of course, down here is hydraulic, but the input from the helm is electronic and therefore can be customized. This again, I will not bother you, is access to all the rudder system. So the point here is that a lot of space. You can have a cabin here with a bed, emergency extra bed, very convenient. You can leave it empty like this and do whatever you want. Or often we have customer asking us proposal. We have customers which are into diving, and they tell us, you know, can you please give us a proposal of how would you better fit this area for diving purposes? And then you start putting tank holders and areas where you put your wetsuit when you're wet, and so on and so forth. Storage under here, storage under there. So really a very generous area. Now you go back on the transom, because I want to show, we mentioned during this walkthrough a couple of times that there was no space spare for storage. And we had this volume right here, which actually during the design process of the model, we really would have been a pity and a shame to leave this volume unused. So we created this beautiful storage compartment which can hold, imagine the amount. First of all, there is a little shelf here, but for instance, and there is a divider here, so things can be stored properly without messing up and going all over the place. But this is really the place where you can either put long chamois on an horizontal basis. You can have all your cleaning product out of your way. It's all here. The time the cleaning company comes is even lockable, so you can, you know, lock if you want to, or otherwise you leave only this one open. You close the crew quarters. Your cleaning company come. They have access to the product if you want them to use your specific, and then they close it or whatever else you feel. But this is a beautiful space with the shelf divider, so very well organized, where a lot of stuff that you don't want to see, you don't want to have in your way, is here, is locked down. You forget about it until you need to use it. And I think the time has come for my favorite place, which is the engine room. But before going there, Josh, I want you to take a look at this. Stay right there, because look at, again, talking about storage. This actually is, of course, an incredible amount of storage, because you can see this is the volume that you can use. No? And to give a reference point, this can store a C-bob. So if you like to have a C-bob, you buy the C-bob base, which you're gonna screw right there in that pocket, and a C-bob will fit perfectly under this storage. Once you're done using it, imagine, no, you're here, the platform now is down, water, you take the C-bob, and bam, you put it right here. So perfect for C-bob or anything else that you want to put. So again, impressive amount of storage under this sofa. Very easy to access. Look, as a ram, you move it with one hand. A girl can move it, no need of help. And now I think we should go in my kingdom, which is the engine room. Let's go down here together. So we go and take a look at this beautiful space. Very well organized. I'll wait for you here, Josh. So let's start from the big deal, which is of course power. We talked about it briefly before. MAN 670 horses, 6 cylinders in line. This is really workhorses. And while we are here and talking about engines and power and movement, this boat from a navigation standpoint is absolutely phenomenal. Our R&D department did an amazing job because first of all, we sell it for wide open speed at 26 knots. So please do not think for a minute this is a slow boat. In all fairness, during sea trials on number one, we often hit 27 knots. Cruise all day long at 21, 22, but performs extremely well also at 10 knots. So that's really the advantage of the design of our hulls. This is a hull with a skeg, and is a hard chine planning hull, which works well in a planning mode. Again, 27 knots, you're full planning. 21, 22 cruising, you're full planning. But it also runs extremely well at 10 knots. And the impressive part is that at wide open speed at 26 knots, you have 300 miles of range. At 10 knots, okay, you have 1,000 miles of range. So it goes from 70 gallons an hour to 7 gallons an hour. Is the same boat. So really, a more versatile power boat at 60 feet does not exist. You are in a rush, you're running away from weather, you got a phone call, you need to rush home, you put it in wide open mode, and at 25, 26 knots, you get home in no time. You want to take your time, you want to be very efficient, you have no rush, you want to navigate at night, or you don't want to go fast, please. You put it at 10 knots and the boat is designed. The hull will perform, will be stable at 10 knots. So this is the miracle of the entire Magellano collection, but this is the fastest Magellano we have so far on the market. Everything else is pretty easy. Of course, the strainers of the engine, you want them very easy accessible. You have strainers and seacocks of these strainers are under here. You have access to water generator, air conditioning, and water maker. The one we said before, strainers and seacocks are under there. You have part of the electrical panels that I told you about before is right here. So these are or breaker DC and AC breakers that you don't necessarily need to use on a daily basis. So these are one that you keep, you know, in the position they are, and so that's why they are here. We can actually, as always, open the panel to show also the quality of execution of our electrical system. As you can see, every single wire is fully labeled. I don't know if probably like this is a little better. So very conveniently located. Look at the quality, look at the beauty of this electrical system and panel. Those are your shore power contactor, which provide powers to the boat from shore power line. So this is your, again, this is your AC. I hope you trust me, I don't want to waste your time. The DC underneath is done exactly with the same level of finish and quality. And so if we now switch, Josh, it'll be a little awkward, but we'll do it as usual. Now, Seakeeper, right here, perfect position. Of course, is an option, while in all fairness, we are not selling a boat without Seakeeper since probably over a decade now. So Seakeeper is right here. Of course, you have your generator right here, 60 hertz, 11 kW for generator power. And you have generator exhaust right there. That is a DC electrical panel. You have your battery switches in there. When we go out, I'll show you also how you control the batteries. Very convenient water source in the engine room to clean strainers and cleaning in general. Look at the easiness of your raker filter right there. Double raker for your engine. Very easy to access, operate, control the pressure, and distribute the flow from one to the other. The same, of course, goes on the other side. Firefighting system, that's pretty self-explanatory. Over there is your air conditioning system. So it's Dometic, again, same brand as the steering system, so the largest manufacturer of recreational component in the world, and which means a service, which means parts. That's why I repeated, it's very important to select the proper suppliers, because those are the ones which will then assist our customers once their product goes on the market. So it's a chill loop air conditioning system. That blue one is the chill loop pump, so it's a very easy system. That pump make very cold water run through all the evaporators, which are the fan coils that I show you throughout the boat, the famous cleaning filter components. You have a very cold water that from there goes through every fan coil, and that is what make air come out cold from the vent. So this is a very self-contained unit. Raker filter there. That's the raw water air conditioning pump right there. So that pump instead is the one which cool down the air conditioning system with seawater from the ocean. You have a fuel tank which are, give or take, 490 gallons each per side, okay, which gives that range that we were talking about, so 300 miles at wide open and over 1,000 miles at 10 knots. And I would say, Josh, that we are done down here. I don't want to take too much of their time. When you're coming out, you will see and notice on the camera that there's a little 13 millimeter wrench right here, and people might see it and wonder why there is a wrench there. That is the wrench that you need to open and close all the strainers. So strainers in the engine room is the filters for the engine, raw water, generator, air conditioning, raw water. They could be a source of problems, because if they are not clean, they're not maintained, they're dirty, you can lose an engine, you can lose a generator. So of course you should have your toolbox on board, on even more than a 13 millimeter, but that's why we always put a 13 mil here, just in case. So at least that can operate the strainer, close and open. This is the battery switch that I was talking about, and when you come on board, you just have to turn this switch on the off position, and all the DC load on board will go off. You don't need to go through breakers or switches. All the lights right now are on. You can actually, if you want to look at the boat inside, look. If I turn this, you see, the entire boat go dead. And you don't have to go through every area and switch every switch. You just control one switch, and then the entire boat goes dead. You can leave, and then you come back to the boat, and you turn the battery on, and you can see everything came on exactly the way you left it. If you look at the lights, everything came back on just by switching one switch. So that's very convenient when you leave the boat and come back to the boat at the marina. I believe that we have covered everything. So if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. And again, the boat will be displayed at Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show next week from Wednesday to Sunday. And I obviously will be very happy to see you there. And if you want to see it live, otherwise I hope you enjoy this further walkthrough. Thank you.